course it doesn't want to work.
Well, uh-oh.
Of course it does. My whole thing just froze up.
Reboot.
Page unresponsive.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm here.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
Let's try this. Now we're live.
Oh, good.
Now we're live.
And I'm eating.
There you go. Live streaming. There you go.
Wow. You know what happened?
Welcome to episode 92.
And you're on the other side. You changed your seat.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You didn't like it on the other side?
I logged out. I don't know. Live streaming. This is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of it.
Are you sure you're not blaming live streaming for your
I don't even have a background here, dude. What? I'm slipping. Am I slipping?
If you
Let's get a nice
slipping.
globe. Let's get, okay, now we're back. Now we're looking professional.
Mm.
Got that globe. See, everything was messed up. That wasn't me.
It was
technology
weird.
At its worst.
Restream had to reboot.
So you know the group 9 Inch Nails, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Trent Reznor is basically 9 Inch Nails. I saw him in an interview one time, and they asked him. The interviewer asked him, "Why do you smash your keyboards and your synthesizers and stuff on stage?" And he says, "I'll never forget this." He says, "If the machine doesn't work, the machine must pay." So right now, I felt like just smashing my computer.
Is the machine going to pay? Then you got to pay again.
That's expensive. Yeah, I don't think Dr. Vera would like that too much.
You're not a rock and roll star.
No, I can't just go and buy this stuff. All right, well, what's up, buddy?
I have to say, I was worried about what we'd have to talk about tonight, but
it always comes through.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Our friend Bill. I was going to the Board of Health meeting because the chickens were on tonight.
Okay.
Chickens were on the agenda.
Yep.
And I assumed, but wasn't certain, and I ended up texting Vasily that it was his permit vote. So he ended up confirming that with me.
All right.
But it I also went there to ask a question about ADA access. Got an interesting answer there. So,
all right. Well, before we go on, let's bring on our co-host tonight. We have a co-host tonight.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
friend of the show.
Really?
Friend of the Todd Sacco for Counselor at Large.
Mm-hmm.
Carol Meach.
Hey,
hello.
Carol. Wait,
hey, what's going on?
What's your...
I got that button right.
Why, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's better than this one.
I don't.
Oh, I've been proud of that one too.
Better than that one.
I wish we could make a hook come out of the side for anybody,
we saved that one. That one gets used when Bill Schmidt decides to come on the Winthrop Votes live stream.
I wish he would.
He won't never. You couldn't pay him. We couldn't pay him to come on.
Yeah. Well,
especially after tonight.
And the interesting thing about what happened tonight, I caught video of the moment. I think this is like, I don't want to overplay this. It's pinnacle in the sense that it's a great display of how overreach can be met with the power of the people, and
and Winthrop Votes,
and right. Using this platform. That's the whole point of this platform, was to leverage this to call out the nonsense. I can't wait to get elected now because I'm not going to have to worry, but we can talk about everybody else. Because this is
every Tuesday night you'll be accessible to the public. Like I said, the first Winthrop politician ever to be able to have a live show where the people, and you're running for Councilor at Large, where the people actually have access to you. And I say this because I spoke to a Winthrop resident today who was adamant and aggravated about the fact that their selectman, their town councilor, down the point, one Miss Hannah Belcher, has done nothing, has said nothing, has approached nobody, has not tried to get people together about this thing that's going on with the runway, the noise. Like, you got to reach out to your people, man. You got to say, hey, I'm trying.
Are they they reached out and didn't get any
No,
response?
why should she should be ahead of this.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
That's what a good town councilor does. They get ahead of it. They're there for the people. They're not there for their convenience. They're not there to put this on their resume. They're not there to just, hey, look at me. I'm Sandra D. I'm a town councilor. You're there for the people. You got to be working this. You got to be in there saying, hey, all right, this is my district, right? My precinct. It's being heavily affected by this runway situation. And I at least should reach out to them and say, hey, I'm having coffee. However, know your people, talk to your people, get out there. Whereas Todd Sacco, running for council at large, will be here every Tuesday night to answer your questions.
We can have forums. We can have open forum. What's the max number of people who can be on the show at once?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 6.
Okay.
6, maybe 7. I don't know. It might be more. I've never tried to put that many people on there. I don't have that many friends.
Oh, me neither.
That many friends. But that's what I'm saying.
But all the ones I have, they matter.
Yeah, that's right. But that's what I was told today, and that's not me. That's somebody who asked me to relay that.
Okay. Well.
So he's with the Visine again.
Oh God. Well.
All right.
Among other problems, right, guys?
Back to the show.
Yeah. So the
Board of Health meeting.
Yep. So in the opening, we had an opening, and I should have recorded the whole meeting. We had a chance to talk, public comment in the beginning. And I essentially asked, I made the comments, I prefaced the comments that I made by suggesting that we've contacted the council. We've asked the council why the meetings aren't being Zoomed. The council's response was the room is wired for Zoom. They don't know why it's not being done. I asked Mr. Schmidt why it's not being done. I'm definitely paraphrasing this a lot, so don't quote me, but this is the gist of the conversation. He said it presented some problems because it wasn't working properly that night. And, some people that would have come but didn't because of the Zoom, so full stop right there before I go further. In my head, I was thinking to myself, some people that would have come and others that hardly anybody goes to that meeting, not for nothing, but that's hardly the point. The point is the thing works. So he said that, and in my head, I said, all right, let's just let that go, right? Okay, it was broken. Why didn't we make sure it was working, or at least ask if it was working for the next meeting? We had a little exchange, but the end of it was, I said, why didn't you use it tonight? It's working now. It works every other Tuesday night from 7 to 8. He goes, because we didn't post it, so they couldn't Zoom it.
Conveniently. But he hasn't Zoomed anything since he got caught in 4K, running his yap at the people of Winthrop.
But
what's that, Carol? Carol?
that answer says nothing, because if you give people more than what they expect from accessibility, whether you post it's up there or not, the option for someone to join is there.
Well, you have to post.
If you didn't show up to the meeting today.
Don't you have to post the Zoom number? I'm not a Zoomer, but
well, here's the tricky part, Carol. When it comes to open meeting law, you have to post the date and the place at minimum 48 hours before the meeting, and weekends don't count. And if Zoom is a place and it's considered a place by the law, you have to put that out there on the meeting. So he doesn't put the Zoom invite, right?
Yeah.
Your point is valid.
Yeah.
But this guy's lazy. That's really,
Or
and
he just
arrogant.
doesn't want to do it since he got caught being himself.
I was going to ask if he
4K.
knows how to.
Yeah.
Well, we went back and forth on that. We don't know how to, and I'm like, but it's your responsibility to figure out this simple system.
Well, he evidently doesn't have a boss, according to Winthrop.
Right.
He doesn't have a boss. Like the town council president evidently isn't his boss, or the town manager isn't his boss. He doesn't answer to anybody. So nobody's there to tell him to do this.
Right.
I mean, one thing that I did is I asked the question, about accessibility to this meeting specifically, Scott.
Yeah.
In an email to the town manager and the town council president, and from can we make this happen? Not just, for the Board of Health meeting, but other meetings too. But I'm starting here because I think the Board of Health is really important. And the response that I got was not sure why he's not using it. And I said, okay, that, I would get back to Jim tomorrow to see if there's a way that I can help and we can fix it or whatever. So I'm going to write back to Jim tomorrow, and I'll CC Bill and the town manager too to see what the answer is, because that, this isn't something that's major, right? It's not something that's brain surgery, but it's something that accessible to people makes everyone's life easier. The message gets translated once without rumors,
Yeah.
And well, that's a good point. And I just want to close this part with this. It's a great point. But the fact of the matter is whether someone with disabilities or not shows up to the Zoom is completely irrelevant.
That's
we have
true.
the technology. It can record the meetings for posterity and accuracy, so we can go back to it. And the fact that someone who's supposed to care so much about the people in his community isn't even thinking of them. And this is twice now, by the way. The Somerset tree issue was another one where, the people you would think would side with the ADA folks right now on that tree are if you're ADA, you're crossing the street twice to get by that tree.
Yeah.
And that, to me, again, if a single ADA person doesn't ever walk down that street again, I don't care. The fact that one might have to over a tree it speaks volumes to the lack of willingness for people to get along. It's a tree, and we're going to put 3 back there, not to go too far backwards. But anyway, we got Vasily in the wings. I want to bring him in, Scott, so I want to play that clip I sent you. It's only, hi, Vasily.
There he is.
Check out that gear on his head.
Wrong button. Wrong button.
Should have been
his head's clucking with that chicken thing on the top
I know,
of his
it's really
noggin.
great.
What's up, my friend?
Hey guys. Hi everyone. Hi Carol. How are you?
Hello. How are you, Vasily?
Good.
Did we win? Did you win?
Give us the update.
The battle is over.
Yay!
Only a year and a half.
We were just saying, Vasily, that Winthrop votes is 4-0.
We're undefeated, buddy.
Or undefeated, whatever it is. But I mean, in all honesty, we were just kind of the platform. Like you are an example of what this platform was built for and how to go about getting your point across. Because I didn't used to have that kind of patience. I have it now.
I think it's a combination. I like the Cross family who tried on their own.
Yeah.
And got they got kind of stonewalled and kind of pushed to the side. But, again, we could pat ourselves on the back because we don't know, by pushing this issue and then getting more people involved and more voices and more attention put on it, they don't like that. They don't like that at all.
Yeah.
So I think this platform is actually doing what it was originally put together by you and I to do, which is to bring this stuff into the light. But Vasily, you were an absolute killer shock out there, buddy.
I had to take care of business, right?
Yeah, listen, you got to defend your own.
Just, like I said, it was my property.
Yeah.
From the beginning. Like, how can you tell me where I can put certain things? And, it just didn't make sense. None of this made sense. I'm very happy that the reality, like this is a reality check. Like this was really like, are we seriously worried about chickens in people's yards.
Everybody said the same thing, but after a while, it's not about the chickens.
No, it's not. It's not.
It really was never about the chickens, right? It wasn't. If you really think about it.
No.
I honestly think it was just a power,
Yeah.
for ego, power. I'm this person, and this is how it goes. And unfortunately, you're not. You're an appointed official. It's an appointed board. You have to represent the community. And if the community disagrees with you, you have to listen a little bit here.
Yeah.
And then also take into consideration that, and they said it tonight too, Todd, we're not experts.
They were for chickens, though, weren't they?
So, you're putting regulations in place. You're stating you're not experts, but you know what? When I did the work for you, I spoke to the expert. And still, no changes. Unfortunately, they didn't change any of the regulations. However, it was good to hear tonight that, the town manager stepped in and kind of said, hey, he's on a corner lot. He can utilize frontage from either area, and that's how it's going to go. I mean, that's
what we were saying the whole time. Why does it take the town manager the time to put him in his place? Because it was a personal issue.
Yeah, it was very.
He had the power, or so he thought.
So I want to, before we go too far and blow the moment, to play the clip, because I mean, it's not often that you get to watch someone eat a little bit of crow for their misgivings. I want to play the clip of the vote, the board voting to approve Vasili's masterpiece of his permit on his lot.
All right, there we go.
Cue the drama.
The property, he included a plot plan. Everything seems to be in order. Did you?
I'm recording.
Oh, thanks.
Now you know.
Did you pay the $20?
I don't have.
Until it got approved.
Okay. And
Getting seasick.
So I don't think, unless somebody else has any other questions about it. So this would be.
So wait, just explain to me. So the front of the house is now going to be on Somerset?
Because it's a corner lot.
Okay.
Frontage can be taken from either
Okay.
side.
So do you change it legally to Somerset, or is that how it says?
Has nothing to do about legal or anything.
Okay.
Town manager says that frontage can be taken from either side.
Okay, so you don't have to legally say the front of the street is
Correct.
Somerset?
Correct.
Okay. Sorry.
And as for any tenant, the application would be approved for 2 years. As in any case, if a tenant were to move, just like anyone else, if they move, the application at that point would be revoked prior to the 2 years. But at this point, it would be approved for 2 years.
Yep.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
There you go.
That was it. History in the making.
Yeah.
I mean, somewhat anticlimactic, but in the end,
Vasily,
democracy at work.
What were you saying, Carol? Sorry.
so I'm on a corner lot. I need me some chickens.
Hey, it should be a breeze. It should be a breeze now.
Yeah.
Just
I know, right?
just a couple of things to kind of point out in that, though. So did Jeannie read the town manager sent an email to the members of the Board of Health stating the conversation we had and the understanding of the frontage piece. This is where I don't understand. This is how they went into a lot of meetings where they're not prepared.
No.
Why is that being followed up?
She shouldn't even ask that question because she's not on the zoning board. She has nothing to do with it.
Right, but that's how it was during this whole process, is that you guys are coming in, you're briefly looking over your minutes, you're not prepared. It's just it's you gotta come to the table ready, right? That's how I came. Every meeting I had data, I had information, I had facts to provide. and they had nothing.
Pictures.
So
Picture.
remember, she had a stake in this herself because she was the one. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I am. So I always got her mixed up with the other one. Wasn't she the one pushing the whole the virus and it spreads to the street and it can get pregnant, women can die, and it causes the chicken apocalypse, and Winthrop will be ground zero. She has a stake in this. So she shouldn't skate away from this unscathed because she had bad data and she decided to use that as her weapon to try to beat you on this. That's why she asked that question.
Yep.
That's my police brain working.
It just cracks me up. I came back home and I thought about a couple of things. They all said yes to this, right?
Yeah.
So regardless of the frontage piece too, like, it's like, it's not really a health risk.
No, it never was. Never was, but that was her big gun. That was her big gun that she pulled out to try to defend her man, Bill.
It just hypoplasmosis or hytoximosis or whatever it was. I could never remember the name of it.
Histoplasmosis.
How about bullshitosis?
Yeah, this makes me laugh a little bit as far as just how ridiculous people are willing to go down a path. And like, why am I wasting a year and a half of their time on this when they have other things that they could be worried about?
So do you. So do you. So go ahead, Todd.
Go ahead, Todd. Okay. All right. I'll take that.
Go ahead.
So interestingly too, they brought up dogs came up tonight. So in another display of utter hypocrisy and unpreparedness, Bill, the issue of dogs in restaurants came up. Okay. Now, I don't go for dogs in restaurants whether they're what do you call it? I love dogs. I don't go for dogs in restaurants, whether they're service dogs or not. I mean, they still carry the same potential risks in terms of disease and whatnot. Blind, I get it.
I got to stop you with the service dogs.
Well, either way, I can live with the service dogs, right?
But what is the service dog? So that's a whole rabbit hole.
That's the problem, right? It's the definition of a service dog that I'm really at odds with.
Okay,
but that's a rabbit hole. The fact of the matter is, he said during the chicken debate, we don't do dogs.
He did.
Many times.
Caught in 4K.
Now he's saying, should we do something about dogs? And I really wanted to stay there and ask the questions, but I had to go. But the display.
I love the joy Vasily gets out of this. I love the joy.
But yes, but the point is, right? Again, in 4K. Well, not in 4K because he didn't zoom it.
No, that original meeting though, when he said we don't do dogs.
We have no authority over dogs.
Yeah.
Why do you have authority over chickens? Because it's a public health risk. And dog poop isn't a public health risk.
We went through that whole thing too. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
hello. We went through that whole thing. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so again, it was just if we could have had that on Zoom, this show would have been a whole different circus altogether because you would have been able to see in 4K.
Don't worry. Bill Schmidt is the gift that keeps on giving. Trust me. We're going to have those meetings in 4K.
Todd, that wasn't the only one.
What do you mean?
Not the only piece
but
of it.
wait, there's more.
There's more.
About the soccer field.
Oh my God! Yeah, go ahead.
There was discussion that certain maybe chemicals or fertilizer got brought up that they were going to put on the soccer field for like seeding and stuff like that. And apparently there may have been a little miscommunication, but they were discussing whether or not is that a part of the Board of Health, blah, blah, blah. But it just cracks me up because I brought up the whole piece of wild geese defecating on the fields. And they said, that's not our problem.
Not our problem.
That's the school's problem.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, there's no consistency.
This is why this guy has to go. This is why he has to go. This stuff has to be brought to the attention of the town council president.
It just cracks me up.
You have to see how this guy ducks and dodges and just absolutely goes. He just makes it up as he goes along.
Carol, didn't so you're in contact, right, with the council on the ADA access for, right?
I am.
Stay on him.
Oh yeah. No, I owe them an email tomorrow about
Yep.
tonight's answer.
Yeah.
And that's been brought up at the last 3 consecutive council meetings. I mean, this
That's
is
why-
not this is
yeah.
not dying. I mean, this is something that can be fixed with the flip
Yeah.
of a switch. This is not difficult. I'm pretty sure it's not the chair of the boards that needs to like post the link. That just comes from the town manager's office or the clerk. So it's not difficult. It just needs to be. It probably just
needs to be set up.
requested.
Yeah.
So let me bring this up. This was brought up to me today also by somebody that they went to look to see, okay, so the papers have to be in signatures by September 24th if you want to run for what? What?
You have to be certified good signatures by the 19th.
Okay, the 19th, give or take 7 days. I don't know, right? So this person went on the town website, and there's nothing on there on what to do if you want to run for office. He went to the town clerk's part of it, nothing. He went to the Board of Elections, nothing. Went to the town council, nothing. There's nothing on that website anywhere that tells you if you want to run for office, this is what you should do. Like, we encourage you. There's nothing. Like, how do you find out this stuff? So say Carol didn't know, like she didn't know us, and she's like, hey, you know what? I think I might want to run for town council, right? Where does she start? Okay, let me go to the town website, where it should be like headlines, since we got an election coming up. It should be headlines. Like, if you're interested, like, it should be rah, rah, rah. Let's do this, right? Good for
Call the
you.
marketing department.
Yeah, good for you. You're stepping up. You want to help you. Not in Winthrop. No. Nowhere to be found, right? So am I wrong in saying that we pay for this, or you pay for that website, right? Out of your taxes, right? Why don't they just get rid of it? This person went in and looked, as Todd and I did 2 years ago. This stuff, the last meeting was 2016, right? The Disabilities Commission. Did you know we have one of those, Carol?
I saw it, but I didn't. There's no real information around it.
What are they doing?
I don't even know.
Is it even exist? But it's on the website, right?
It's on the website.
So
yeah.
Why aren't they the ones heading up this charge of let's get our people access? Let's get our people access. Let's get literally the most vulnerable population. And I've really come to not like that term, but it's true in this case.
Yes, it is.
Right? Why don't we help them? Why don't we start? Why does a private citizen have to do this?
Yeah.
Right?
It's a good question.
This is the stuff. This is the stuff that make people look at town workers, city workers, state workers, and well, I worked in the government for 22 years, 32 if you count my military. I know how they operate. There are people that make us look bad. There's a lot of good people, but this is what people look at and go, you know what? I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah, I'm not.
They're
gonna get
lazy.
involved, right?
They're shiftless. You know, they're just there for a paycheck. They only work 4 days a week. You know, what do they care? This is why people look at town workers like this. It's a website, right?
Well, the bad ones that don't carry the weight, and I am sympathetic to some level of the overworkedness of the situation. But we're in this goes back to our pickle financially, right? Like,
but Todd, this is key. A website is key to disseminating information. It is the way to disseminate mass information, because the transcript certainly isn't anymore.
It's not a big enough financial center, so it doesn't get the attention.
Vasily, you're a teacher?
Yeah.
What grade, if you don't mind me?
Sixth grade math.
Sixth grade math. I bet you have kids in your class. What's that? What,
I need to sign up for that. Sixth grade math.
Oh.
Come on in.
Yeah. Todd, what are you doing, Todd?
All right, thanks.
Are you picking your teeth?
Scratching my gum.
Okay. That gingivitis is a bitch, isn't it?
Gives horrid breath.
Listen, I bet you have kids in your... Oh, and he's gone.
Oh, you just disconnected him.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, come on. Producers blame the tech again.
I was gonna say, trying to avoid saying gonna. I was going to say that I'm sure he has students, 6th grade students, that know how to run a website.
Yes.
This generation, I'm sure. Here we go.
We need a better website.
Now Vasily bumped me. Now he's in the bottom corner.
I know.
Musical screens.
It's like the
musical Brady Bunch.
I'll take Vasily for the O. So Vasily, I was just saying that I bet you have kids, a couple in your classes that could run a website. 6th graders.
Absolutely.
So like Winthrop. Hello. Like, this is not rocket science.
You know, it's funny you say that, because I was just saying, like, we should utilize the high school students. Like, this should be a project for them to organize that website.
Community hours.
Opportunity as community service hours, right? They need X amount of hours. The only problem is that you do have, documents that are very sensitive, and for example, making sure you're not removing minutes or agendas, etc. So, there has to be some oversight, but this is a nice project for a young student who is in web development that can just reorganize this website. I mean, we need to do a little more outreach to the connection of students and life skills, and we don't do enough of that.
Vasily, I think the challenge will be be honest with you, is that website tech is old. The kids probably won't even recognize.
Well, wouldn't they come in and say, "Hey, we need to upgrade this a little bit"?
Well, they
know how to put the programs in. I'm sure
it's not a priority.
I take care of my school website.
Right.
I update it every single week. I mean, it's not. The thing is that it just needs to be organized. It's just a mess. Right. Things are linked in a million different places. I mean, like, I'm finding documents that I didn't want to find, but I'm finding.
I found that too.
So it's like, you just one little click, it's like, oh, you brought me to another section. It's like an escape room almost.
Listen,
they need to do a whole
escape room.
It's like they need to do
Saw.
Bodeborg.
It's like the Saw movies of websites.
Yeah, it's like it went up and nobody ever cleaned up after themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I think about this. We've had so many town managers coming in. That office is probably the one handling it. So it's Austin Faison's look. It's Tony Marino's look. It's Chief Delahanty's look. It's the guy before the chief, right? So it's all these different views, but it's like you gotta say, like, it has to be universal, right? For anybody that comes in. They have to fix that website. They need to organize it. They need to go through the archives and just take a look. I mean, we got minutes that are missing.
Yeah.
Aren't posted.
Yeah.
That isn't that a violation of law? I have no idea.
Yeah, but you know what? It's so cumbersome to complain and file, and all that has to go up to the state house. By the time you get it back, it doesn't matter to them. They don't care.
No, they don't.
They don't take
but
action.
It's just they could avoid so many little minute issues if they were just ahead of the game. I mean, I brought this up at the last town council meeting. Why aren't we over communicating with our community? Why aren't we using one Facebook page? It's either Winthrop, Mass, town clerk, or whatever.
That's what I've been saying.
There's a town council page that hasn't been used in over a year.
Yep.
Why do we have so many pages? What is the verified account for the town, right?
Yeah.
It should be one site. And guess what? Pay $25 for that blue little check mark so that people know this is the town's page. And then it's free. It is free advertisement. Why aren't they posting on Monday? This is the week's schedule of all our meetings.
Yep.
Here it is. It's a very quick screenshot of the calendar and put it right there.
You could post that 48 hours in advance on the Facebook page.
It's not. This is not a big ask. I mean, this is just like, I would rather have you over communicate with us. That way people can't go on social media and start bashing you.
Yeah.
For not knowing. I mean, like that's the number one thing. Everyone goes on social media right away.
Well, a perfect example. Go ahead, Todd.
So
did you guys know that you have to, that we actually, the state requires us to post on a billboard at the town hall. Like that law has to be changed by the state, because while I think it's great, it
They
should
can
be in
do
some form
both.
of
They can do
yeah,
both.
we do both.
They do the minimum amount
both out of
necessary
30
to get the job done. That's what they do. The minimum amount necessary.
It's not a good website. It's
And a
not
perfect
well.
example is, like I said, at the 4th of July. That would have been the greatest way to disseminate information about the fireworks, instead of a whole town in chaos, in fireworks chaos.
It was mayhem.
Yeah.
I mean, for social media, Facebook was
Oh, it
the
was-
grand finale of the
Dude,
fight.
that was some of the best reading I've read in a
So it's-
long time. What's that, Carol? On delay.
It's you, Carol.
She's definitely on a big delay.
Here I am. So it's interesting because I watched the last night's firehouse meeting today, and they held up a 25 question brochure of like the most frequently asked questions about the firehouse, of what people are asking in the community. And one of the discussion points was, how do we best communicate this, right? They're not distributing that piece of paper. It's kind of a draft form right now. But is it Facebook? Is it the website? It was the whole discussion. And then Vice President Ruggiero, do I have that right? He stood up and he said, it doesn't matter. We need to just get stuff out there, no matter how we can get it out there, because we have to stop talking. And he was actually saying the same thing that we are, that we're behind the 8 ball. We're behind, with getting this information out to people. People are asking the same questions over and over again and going to social media because people want the information and they can't find it. They can't get the accurate stuff.
This is Todd and I, episode 3, 4, 5. We're in like 93, episode 93 now. We were asking these questions 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they know about it, but they just brush it aside, stroke. And so we got to start really amping this up. Vasily, again, Facebook page is the easy, and you don't have to, there's no commenting on a Facebook page.
No, you can block comments.
You can block comments. It's only for notifications.
It's only for notifications. Yeah.
Smart.
Yep.
And then I also told him, I go, you can then look at data from that. They give you how many views.
Oh yeah.
Like, what is the best time to post? I mean, this is what I used to do when I was the foster coordinator for a rescue. I was posting, I Googled what are the best times of the week to post so that it's maximum, viewing capabilities. I mean, they have to look into this. I mean, this social media is our free advertisement. They don't have to spend any money on it.
Vasily, do you also save kittens from trees in your spare time? Do you save kittens stuck up in trees, or do you get puppies out of sewers that are stuck down? I mean, you like. Listen, now that this chicken thing is over, you can't go away.
I'm not done. No.
Vasily, you got to come on more. Like, he's like Superman. He saves puppies and kittens and websites and teaches kids and coaches. He's a ref and he's like,
or is he John Wayne Gacy?
Oh, dude, way to throw gasoline on something. Jesus,
well, you just never know.
No. Anyway, Vasily, you can't go away.
Hey, listen, I'm not done.
We might have a whole segment just dedicated to Vasily.
Hey, I will find another issue in town.
I will find it.
Okay,
that's right. Sniff it out.
Issue in town and bring it up. I mean, it's just bettering the town, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what we're looking to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what the ADA thing is. That's why the Zoom thing, the communication thing. I'm all about that.
And the Zoom thing that should have been fixed 3 weeks ago. I don't know what the whole is. They're in the Harvey. I was told that they're getting more technology for the senior center, but it was in the Harvey room today. So flip the switch and let's go. Turn that baby on.
Right. You know why they're dragging their feet. They don't want it out there. These people running these meetings.
Council meeting asking for another update
again, and Kara will be too. That's right.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we can make this town better, and well, excuse me, improve this town.
Improve this town. Yeah, it's.
I don't want to say make it better, because you know what, we are an awesome town, and we do come together, and you know, there are improvements, and we can definitely see it grow, and we should be taking advantage of everything, right? We shouldn't just be stuck in that little rabbit hole, and let's expand out.
Yeah, dissemination of information is the key. Is the key to town government. A functioning town government is dissemination of information, and they don't do it. They haven't been doing it, and it's like they're dragging and kicking and screaming into the 21st century.
And I wonder if it's something that the council needs to say, okay, IT committee, you need to improve this for us, because you know, a lot of the dissemination of information is through technology.
It's a culture.
Right.
It's a culture at the town hall.
It is. Yeah, it is.
It's just the way it's always been.
We've always done it this way, so we're going to continue to do it this way.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well, and nobody's saying, wait a minute, this is dumb, you know, or wait a minute, this has to change.
But it's a simple, you know what it is? The simple answer to this, every time you have an appointment, right, you set a date for all of those appointees to attend a technology training on how to post the Zoom or how to troubleshoot the Zoom, right? Like, it's not difficult, and you could bring in anybody for that.
Exactly.
A lot of them did it during COVID. I know Bill the Shill Schmidt did it during COVID. He knows how to do it.
They all had to.
They all had to. Now all of a sudden, dumb as a brick. Doesn't work. I'm telling you, they don't want this stuff out there. They like it in the dark. They like it when people don't know. You know? So, well, we're going to... What's that?
Is it that, or is it that they figure no one's watching anyway?
Well, they always think that, or they always thought that, right? They always thought that. They like when no one shows up at the meetings. It's less aggravation to them because you know when certain people walk through the door, these people who are town representatives, whether you're on a committee, a council, or whatever it is, they see certain people walk in and they're like, shit. Right? Right? And so then they start thinking about everybody. So I wanted to get out of here. So who is this person and what do they want?
Right.
You know, it's funny. And I think at least, well, Carol's getting there. she's getting up into your territory.
And she's a lot sweeter.
And I'll tell you what, my buddy, I love this guy, Jack Dowd. I call him the sniper. He's patient like a plant. He gets in and they see him coming. And they're like,
Oh, he cracks me up at the meetings.
Yeah.
He always has his facts. He always has, he presents it properly. He presents it to them, he puts it on them, and then he puts it on them. Right? He doesn't back down from them, but he'll sit there. He'll sit there the whole meeting. He'll watch everybody go chaos. Right? And he sits there patient like a sniper. Then he patiently stands up. And he's a big guy. And then he does his thing, and they hate it. They hate it. I know they do. But now there's a whole new generation right here on the screen.
Yeah. Yes,
just think, this all started. I didn't even want to watch.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
She's to turn us off. She's to turn us off.
You got to be careful, Carol, because you might start losing friends.
No, Carol's a nice person.
I don't have that many.
If you lost somebody over Winthrop votes, they were never your friend to begin with.
That's true.
First off, they shouldn't have to lose friends. I mean, legit, everyone's open. It should be open to their own opinion.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Well, that's a rabbit hole right there, my friend.
That's
a rabbit hole.
I'm sorry, but I'm so sick of all that crap.
Yep.
Me too.
You know, it's so. You know what? If that's how you want to live your life, go right ahead.
It's always one side that does it too.
Hey, I want to bring up one point because I thought this was kind of
absolutely Superman.
It was brought up at the beginning. You know, you guys brought up that Hannah wasn't like communicating with her precinct, right?
Yeah.
Over the runway. I mean, I don't understand how we're not having precinct meetings quarterly or every other month, just giving updates, right? With, you know, hosted at somewhere in your precinct and saying, hey, this is what's going on, right? How are we not communicating that? I mean, I'm precinct 5. I would like Joe Aiello to say, hey, I'm having a meeting on this night, and please bring anything that comes to mind regarding our precinct or the town, right? And give us reasons, right? Give us some facts, like not just I feel this way, right? But why, right? Why aren't we doing that? Why are we not having those small little meetings? I know certain counselors have done it in the past, and I'm
sparingly.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if it's just because of political, they need to be, voted in again. But why aren't we having these outreaches? I mean,
every Tuesday night you got Todd when he gets elected.
But that's the point I'm getting at, is that Todd's is going to make himself accessible if he does win, right? He's available and he'll answer your questions, and he's not afraid to say no. I disagree with you, or yes, I do agree with you, right? Because that's how it should be. That should be the nature of the beast. We shouldn't just be pleasing people just because, we're friends with them, right? We got to do what's best for the town.
That's right.
So Hannah Belcher, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, Todd, she's not only a town councilor, isn't she on the airport committee?
Yes.
So,
yeah, she's on the
wouldn't that give you even more reason to talk to your people? Right? What is she doing?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her, so you notice I'm probably noticeably quiet on this issue.
As you should be, because you got a stake in the game now, and you're not. That's right. That's right.
And and mostly because I got to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
but
I can't because I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's from a person that lives down the point. And his wife, and his girlfriend. Not his wife and girlfriend.
I believe in past events, Hannah has spoken to her people down there and has brought issues forward. Who knows? It's summertime. She may have a vacation lined up, or it was just timing wise did not work out. But I understand that they get paid very little, but you signed up for this.
That's right.
Representative of the town. Okay. If I get a phone call from my boss at 11 o'clock at night and she says, I need these data sheets filled out, guess what? I'm jumping on my laptop. I'm not waiting till the next day.
Or if you get a call from the fire department saying there's a kitten stuck in the tree, you're out there. You're out there, buddy. You're up out of bed. You're like a flash.
And there is a balance, right? There is a balance, right? You have to prioritize. Is this an important piece to it? So, there's so many different factors and measures to it.
But that's a pretty important thing.
I agree. I mean, that's a big project that's coming down the line. So,
and if she thinks that she's not on the radar, evidently she is to the residents of the point. Yep. Because this person isn't alone. He just has access to me to state this. But he said there's a bunch of people that aren't happy. All she needs to do is talk to them.
Do you think with the current climate and of the town government, you think they're burnt out?
I think some of them are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I think a few of them are burnt out.
I do too.
And it could be resolved if they just got ahead of the game.
Yep.
Right? If they weren't falling behind with the firehouse, the middle school, high school, the middle school site, the CBD, if they weren't behind and they were ahead, guess what? You don't have burnout. You don't have those small little questions coming at you left and right.
Yeah.
It's true. The reason they're getting all the same questions over and over is because they're not addressing the middle school right now.
Correct.
They keep talking about the Wadsworth building and the fire and the police department, and let's do it all down the middle school. They're not talking about the money, and they're not talking about the rec center that they want to build.
Well, Bill did address, Jim did address his plan for the middle school. And so I think once he addressed it, to give him the benefit of the doubt, that means there's something, he's working on something. And I don't think that they have to give updates every because sometimes things take time, right?
I don't think they have to give an update. I think they put the series of events in the incorrect order.
He could have,
Good way to put it.
We could know more about the ideas and thoughts that are being kicked around about the middle school. I mean, look, the best part of his idea, which is what I think he should have led with, is we're looking to have a developer lease the land. And in a triple net lease, they incur the clearing, the development, all of it. It's all on them. We just collect money.
Correct.
If they fail, we didn't spend a dime. So I don't know. And if it wins, which I can't see how it doesn't, we make money, and the kind of money we want. Come in, empty the pot money out of your pockets.
Help our
Goodbye.
businesses, and see you later.
Thanks for visiting. We like to have you come by. Come on back. But don't stick around
But
too
Todd,
long.
that should have come out before this discussion.
100.
Firehouse. You know, I honestly think they pushed the firehouse because of timing to get it on for the vote.
Yep.
Okay. For November's ballot.
Yeah.
I think that is what happened here.
That's true. That,
Right?
I'm
And
sure
Very
that's it.
astute.
You know what?
Very astute.
Regardless of that, you should have said everyone is focused on this middle school site. We need money. We're going to have to just bite our tongues for a year on this firehouse. We'll bite our tongues for a year. We're going to propose in September the middle school, and we're also going to give you guys a 5 to 10 year plan, master plan out as far as development goes and what projects we see coming down the line. I asked them for that at the last council meeting. I said, what other buildings that we own as the town need renovations, need updating, or need new build? I mean, we need a little vision further ahead, right? Because you're going to ask us for more money out of our pockets. That's what's going to happen here. We're going to have Firehouse is not getting any money other than from us. That's going to be a debt exclusion. Phase 2 is going to be the police station, another debt exclusion. Town hall is going to need probably updates because I know for years the windows have been leaking, right?
The police station is a mess. Yeah, also,
that's another maybe a renovation because it might be considered historical. They might get a grant out of it, but you're looking at major projects coming down the line that are going to be debt exclusions. Well, guess what? You can't keep saying we're going to fee you with water fees increasing. We're going to fee you with trash fees, but then we're also going to add debt exclusion, another debt exclusion, another debt exclusion. Guess what? We got to weigh it out, right? Either you fee us here and you take revenue. Like, we can't be doing this, right?
Oh, you need to go on the stump with me, young man.
Yeah.
Because this is all of it, right? Like, look, we are going to see the fort. I think that debt exclusion falls off. So next, and I think it's in the next couple of years, and then after that will be the Cummings. Or
that's like Cummings 18 months later, I think, or 2 years later.
I think one already came off, Todd. Didn't
So what about the DPW? That was one that needed to come off too. Or maybe it's the football. No, the football field's not.
But this is what we should be getting, right? Hey, this is what we're paying for right now.
Right.
Like, get ahead of it so people aren't. Everyone was at that meeting in support for the meat market, right? But they always forgot that one question: how are we paying for this?
Well, that's what I had said. They're talking with their heart, but when it comes to their pocketbook, they're going to go, I don't know.
So so Carol, did you watch the meeting? They talked about language for the vote, right?
Yeah.
Is it just the location that we're voting on, or are we voting on location? And yes, we would like a debt exclusion.
Yes, you would like a debt exclusion.
So I would.
They
like
better explain that to people.
So here's the other thing. I would like to know. See, I think that question's bogus because I want to know if people voted no, was it because of the location or was it because of the debt exclusion piece? Did people like the location and they said, no, we can't afford it? Or we hate the location, but we'll pay for the debt exclusion, right? Don't you want this information?
So what I heard from the meeting tonight was, you want this debt exclusion. You're not telling us what's happening to the middle school. You're buying property that we don't need. So people are saying both. People are saying, yes, we need a firehouse. Why'd you choose there? You're not talking about something that's been dead for 10 years.
Yeah.
The timing's horrible. It really
is.
They should pull it off the ballot. They shouldn't even put it on there. Take it off.
Yeah.
Well,
take it off and table it for a year.
I feel so badly for the chief. He's been fighting for this for 5 years. And this is not his fault, you know?
Or not the presentation, excuse me. I think these presentations are actually pretty helpful.
Yeah.
But I think the announcement of it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And tonight at the meeting, they showed a video. They did a walkthrough. WCAT did a walkthrough of the buildings. You know, there's only one shower in each building. And what they were
Really?
talking, one. So they talk about the safety of the firefighters, right? Shower within an hour is a big thing they talked about tonight. When they leave a fire because of all the carcinogens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Shower within an hour. They can't. There's one.
Wow.
I mean, so for me tonight, when I was listening to this today, I was like, we have to vote a firehouse. We have to put all the other bullshit aside. We have to vote a firehouse. These guys have been, risking their lives not only to save us from fire, but they're also putting their own health in harm's way for us. We have to vote a firehouse.
Yeah.
Regardless of anything else. We can't let our firefighters go through that anymore.
Yeah.
That video should be shared on Facebook.
Yeah.
They were trying to decide. I was at WCAT, posted on YouTube tonight, and then I was going to post it on Winthrop Votes right before here. I didn't get there yet, though.
All right.
But Carol, right? What the town should do on that? They should clip just that video, not the meeting. People aren't going to listen to the whole meeting. Clip that one video and say, this is why we need it, right?
Yeah.
That's what should be shared.
Yeah. There's wiring in the basements from the 1800s. That's still live.
They're probably still using fuses. Still using fuses.
Probably knob and whatever.
Yeah, knob and tubing.
Knob and tubing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cloth wire.
I mean,
cloth wrapped wire, I'm sure.
Yeah. They now have a second female firefighter joining the dorms. There's no separate facilities for them. There's one shower. I shouldn't just say for the females, but male and female, or whatever the gender identity is.
We don't deal with that.
Careful,
I didn't want to get slammed on their votes tomorrow when they say that I'm not gender.
It doesn't. We know what the genders are. There's two of them, and that's how we roll on with the votes.
Careful, Carol,
There's two genders.
I know.
Yeah, that's all there is to it.
Here's the hook.
She can't help
She's done.
There's still
It's all right. That's all right, Carol. That's all right. There's
still a little bit
to learn. That's right. That's right.
There's still a little bit of liberal in me.
There you go. That's okay. That's okay.
You gotta play your cards right, even on this show too.
Well, yeah, especially this show.
If you notice, I don't talk anything about teaching.
That's why you and I are on the right side of the screen.
I'm outmatched on that subject.
Hey, you know what? I have a suggestion for the middle school that I think everyone will agree with.
Oh, no.
I do.
Sorry, everybody.
I do. I used to be all about tearing it down and making it a green space and putting up trees. I think what they should do there is put yet another Italian restaurant in Winthrop. I think they should tear it out and put another Italian restaurant in Winthrop.
Hey,
what's that? 11 of them now? Like,
stop with the Italian hate. You didn't make fun of the Greeks and all that. Winthrop House of Pizza, House of Pizza, Lexington House of Pizza.
There can't be enough, evidently, Italian restaurants in Winthrop.
He's an angry Irishman because potatoes suck.
No, listen, I love Italian food. Give me all the options. But I think that's what they need at the middle school. Everybody will be happy. Another Italian restaurant.
Cafeteria style. Yeah. They already have the setup.
That's what I think. With trees around it. It's got trees around the Italian restaurant in Winthrop. Yeah, it'll be the talk of the town. Grand opening and everything. Yeah. God. Go skating, then go to the Italian restaurant up the street.
Get some pizza.
It's like you could throw a rock in Winthrop and hit an Italian restaurant. Growing up in Winthrop, there was no bars. Winthrop still, there was never any bars. It was part of the bylaws of the town. But there were 4 yacht clubs, 6 liquor stores, an AmVets, a Sons of Italy, an Elks, right? There was booze everywhere, but you can't have a bar.
With the bars, the bar.
All those places have been replaced with.
I've been in those lockers in those yacht clubs down there, and what goes on at night sometimes is very, very, very shady.
But now generation, it's all those liquor stores and everything's been replaced by Italian restaurants. Jeez.
I think he wants some. Well, you got to listen.
Dude, you know I'm being facetious here, right?
I know. I know.
I mean, I can't believe there's another one going up. Like,
We know, listen, what do you think we're saying here? We want a family style like Paisans, even though that was Italian too. But that was kind of the great with the TVs and everything.
But I did say this, Todd. We talked about this when we first started the show, and I had kind of said, and you agreed, and we discussed it prior to the show, so it's not a solo thing. Like, oh, I said, Winthrop is a great restaurant town. Really, it is. Get in and get out. You know, that's I'm sure that is helping the economy. It's helping it immensely because how many restaurants are in Winthrop now? You know, there's a bunch. And there's more popping up. So I think, you know, Winthrop, if the Chamber of Commerce kind of got on it and just promoted it as a restaurant town, come in, try our restaurants. We got a beach, you know, then get the hell out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
You know,
They could put a nice brochure together and
they really could. Yeah, they really could.
I mean, I think
Facebook page.
I think
There you
Mark,
go.
I'll make sure it's verified.
You know what? That would be a good Facebook page to start, is a Winthrop restaurant Facebook page or Facebook group. No, you don't get into food
but
and
that should
groups.
just go through the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
That, I mean,
They're not that active, my friend. I don't know if you've noticed.
I think Mark Chapdelaine is going to come in and put some things on the events, and you know,
They need
I
to.
believe it's the president, right, Todd?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
So
and they need to put ornaments on the tree this year.
I think he's going to come in, and you're going to start seeing more events and more.
Good.
With the votes, will take care of ornaments on the
There
tree.
you go.
There'll be at least one.
I think we can have our own North End feast now with all these Italian restaurants. You know what?
That's
Right?
That's right.
You know what?
Let's
I'd
have
like
a
to see
meatball
after
cook-off.
all
Let's have a meatball cook-off right down
We
at
could have
Winthrop
an-
Center.
We could carry
could
the
have an
Viking
ethnic
around
night.
the town center.
Look at
Right.
If you did a meatball contest of all the Italian restaurants in Winthrop, they all set up a table, right?
Hey, that
That's
would sell.
brilliant.
And see who makes the best meatball in Winthrop and make it a thing every year. Like this chili cook-offs, there's this. Let's have the best meatball competition in Winthrop.
Oh, Martucci. Where's Gus Martucci, the meatball king?
Let's see, and let's see which restaurant gets, and they get a trophy, and they get a whole plaque they put up, and they get the headlines in the
That'd be so
transcript.
fun.
Oh,
We used to have Taste of Winthrop.
yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to that? I forgot about
That
that.
we used to have that, and that was at the CPYC, and it was great. It advertised the businesses, and then all of a sudden it vanished.
Well, the Chamber of
COVID,
Commerce needs to get on that. Best meatball in Winthrop.
You could have an ethnic night. All the different ethnic we have.
If
Chinese.
you know that the Chamber of Commerce guy, bring that up to him.
I think we should
What do you
have
call?
Vasily, you can have all the credit. You're Superman
What do
anyway.
you call Winthrop hams?
I'm the email Mark.
There you go. I'm
Do it.
telling you, it'll
Do
be
it.
a whole. People will be killing it to get down there. They'll be killing it. The Great Meatball Cook-Off. There you go.
instead of the
Hey,
bake off.
we could do restaurant, right? And then
Yeah.
we could also do like residential, right? Home cooked meatballs.
So there you go. Then you can have that, and then so you have two competitions, right? And then the winner of each, the restaurant, it's like that.
They have a cook-off.
They have a meatball cook-off. Who's the private citizen or the restaurant owner?
I'll tell you, this
Then we could
be
do
a
restaurant week.
I'm telling you, dude, market it, and it'll be a home run. It'll be a home run,
Yep.
man.
You're gonna have to come up and film
Oh,
live.
dude, you don't think I'd
we'll do
I'd fly
live
up for that?
With the boats live from the
Yeah.
center.
I'd fly up for that. You kidding me? You can do a whole weekend. You can make it a whole weekend from Friday night to Sunday.
All right. What's going on that I'm not aware of here?
I don't know. You've been sleeping for the last 15 minutes.
We've taken over. Carol and I have taken over.
Yeah.
Yep. Take a break,
So
guys. You've made
this
it
is what it's going to
break.
look like next week, people. This is what it's going to look like next.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome with the
Here we
votes
go. Welcome
tonight
over.
with
Yeah,
your
we're
host.
putting on Meatball Week.
That's the new Winthrop votes.
Wow. What
That's
happened?
the new Winthrop votes.
What'd you do? Hit the dump button because you were about to swear?
No, Todd,
No,
he's like,
hosts on.
his delay is like in his brain, not on his computer right now. He's not getting it. He's not getting it.
Oh my God.
All right, well, listen, we've gone over an hour, guys. Vasily, as usual, my friend, always a pleasure having you on the show. Congratulations on your big win.
Thank you, guys.
You put one on him, buddy, and it's just the beginning.
Congratulations.
Way to go,
Now
Vasily.
go save some kittens. All right, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Hey, Vasily.
We'll see you soon, buddy.
Bye.
All right. Superman.
Super duper.
Superman. 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 All right. Well, that's the show, guys.
That
Yeah,
is.
that was it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I
Nice
appreciate you
hour.
both.
Good work.
No problem, Carol. And thank you very much for coming on.
Oh, I appreciate you having me. Really, this
You
was
got it.
This was great.
And we'll talk again
And your
soon.
insights on the firehouse were helpful on the firehouse
Yes.
meeting. So keep us in the loop on that. too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that to the Winthrop Votes page. That link to that video tonight. The meeting was short. It was only about 35 minutes,
Oh, good.
but
Right.
we have to pass a firehouse.
All
I
right.
mean, we are negligent. No, we're negligent if we're not taking care of those firefighters.
There
Honestly.
you go.
We're
Absolutely.
gonna. It's very true.
All right, Carol. We'll be talking soon.
All right, bye guys.
Thank you.
Good night, Carol.
Good night.
And then there were two.
And then there were two.
Good show, buddy.
Yeah, good show. Got everything out we wanted to. And again, we have hit a pinnacle moment where we're undefeated. We've created a place where people can come and air their grievances, and we can use it to help them. And that's been the real goal. I couldn't be happier about what happened there tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good win, man. It's a good win.
It's a good,
And we put Bill the Shill Schmidt in his place, right?
Yep.
He hey, when was the last time you talked to Father Walter?
Funny you should ask. A couple days ago, I had coffee with him.
When's he coming on again?
Are we thinking it's time?
Yeah, it's always time. I like Father Walter.
Yeah. I'll put he's probably going to see this, so next time I see him, he'll let me know.
Yeah, give us an update on the diversity committee and whatever else. Or he could just sit in on a conversation. He's always always at the
he's
table.
done. He's done.
Oh,
He resigned. He didn't renew. He said, "I'm out."
wow. Well, maybe we could
That's
get
a
him to
good
come
comment.
on and kind of maybe he wants to. I don't know. It'd be an interesting conversation.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they were for a little while. That was a lightning rod. That committee, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Well, yeah. Give him a show. Tell him we want him to come back on.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, and
Friday.
listen, like we always say, right? We have Friday night, 5:30. Meet the candidate at Adriana's. Looks like, honestly, not even looking at the Winthrop Votes event page there, just from what I'm hearing, it should be a pretty good turnout, which is exciting.
First 15 people get a free gourmet cheeseburger.
Yes, they do. And they will really enjoy the cheeseburger, and they serve
look
beer
good.
and wine.
Yeah, they do look good.
We'll be there from 5:30 to 9, and I look forward to seeing everybody there.
Absolutely. Should be a good time, man. Should be a good time. And so your thing, what do you got to say?
I have to say
Take us
that
out.
as once again we've demonstrated, all politics is at the local
Starts
level.
at the local level. Yeah.
Yeah, lives at the local level, stays at the local level. And we can make change. People pay attention. If you like this episode, please do share it, because we demonstrated tonight that if you have an issue, we may be able to help you.
Absolutely. Like I always say, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you like it, share it. If you didn't like it, well, thanks for watching for an hour and 8 minutes. We appreciate your time. We do this for the people of Winthrop, for the citizens. And without you, it would just be me and Todd talking about this. And, well, we do this anyways. But not lately. Todd ghosts me all week long. Ghosts me. Like, doesn't answer my text messages, doesn't answer my calls. And all of a sudden, Tuesday comes and it's like, hey, this is what we got. And there's like 15. And like,
People are going to think you're getting soft.
Todd hurts
Like
my
you're crying
feelings.
like a scorned woman.
Hurts my feelings. I feel like
Oh,
I feel like
am I
a
supposed-
beta male right now. You make me feel like a beta male.
I'm sorry. When I see you again, I will give you a big hug.
Yes, that's what I need. Because,
Yes.
you know,
I'm good for that.
yeah. Nothing. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding, as Elvis Costello would say?
Not a single thing when you're watching the detectives.
Oh, good comeback. Good comeback. Nice one. All right, everybody. We will see you next Tuesday night with conversation about Todd's event Friday night, again, 5:30 at Adriana's right by the bridge. We'll have plenty to say, plenty to talk about. Maybe Todd can shake up a guest or two to come on Tuesday night with us,
Right.
you know. And we really do appreciate your time. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you contributing to us. And we do this for you, Winthrop. So we'll see you next Tuesday night.